Okay, hi guys, welcome back to another IC Markets pre-market live analysis. Alright, so as usual, this is the disclaimer. Remember that everything in this webinar is educational in nature and nothing should be construed as investment or trading advice. Alright, so please remember to do your own due diligence before you guys trade. Alright, good morning. Hi Nick, welcome back again. Hello. Okay, let me see. Yeah, so the agenda will be the same as usual. Right, firstly we will be going through high impact news events for the week, and secondly we will be going through key technical setups to watch out for. Alright, so I'm your host for today. My name is Woon, and I'm pretty sure you guys know me for quite some time already, and I also recognize most of the viewers as well. Okay, so let's have a great session today. Alright, so for the key news events for the week ahead, actually this week will be very exciting. Alright, so stay tuned for a little bit more, right, because I shall explain. As usual, DXY, Gold and AUD USD. Okay, sure. Yes, as usual. Can. No worries. I'll be going through the pairs after I go through the news events. Alright. So Monday we don't really have any news events for the week ahead, so you can expect the markets to be a little bit more slower than normal. Alright. And then for Tuesday, Tuesday we have AUD RBA rate statement as well as the press conference. Alright, so this will shift the markets for AUD USD for a little bit more, and later on I'll show you guys a few the setups for AUD USD. Okay, then we also have news for JPY news. Alright, and then USD news as well. Okay, so Tuesday will be pretty volatile for the pair of AUD USD. How can I be disciplined when trading? I always make mistakes. Okay, later on I'll explain that in detail for the beginners. Alright, so Wednesday we have USD employment cost index will shift the markets for USD pairs as well. Alright, and then afterwards, shortly after, we have the CAD news. Okay, and then Thursday is very exciting for USD pairs. And why is that so? Right, because USD will have the FOMC statement as well as the press conference. Okay, so I'm not sure about you guys, but if you guys know, FOMC news is about the same volatility as NFP. Okay, so NFP is non-farm payroll. It is the first Friday of every month. Okay, so that FOMC will try not to hold your trades overnight for between Wednesday and Thursday, because FOMC will either take out, okay, there can be only two scenarios, right? Either take you out for your stop loss and then there might be slippage, or take you out with your take profit. So 50-50. Alright, we wouldn't really know. Okay, then after that, Thursday we have the AUD rate, AUD unemployment change as an unemployment rate news as well. Okay, and then afterwards we have CHF news and USD news again on the same day. Alright, and then Friday, of course, we have our GBP news, GBP GDP. Okay, so this coming week will be very volatile, and that's why I said that it will be extremely exciting. Okay, so without further ado, let's go to the charts to show you guys a few setups. Where is it? Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at daily time frame. Alright, daily time frame for DXY. Okay, so as you can see right here, let me just reset and mark it out for you guys. Alright, we have a very nice recovery for DXY, and previously you know that if you look at the market structure, where is my tool? Yes, you can see how DXY has been performing very badly since the start of this year. Right, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, etc. Alright, lower highs, what is this? Yeah. Okay, so price has been creating lower lows and lower highs, and the market structure has been very bad for the US dollar. Okay, but now we finally saw a recovery from $96 US. DXY actually reached the point of $100, right? And then that was a very critical psychological zone for DXY. Alright, so but we have bad news, because let me show you guys, price has broken past this level over here. Alright, and this level is a crucial level for DXY, because price broke past the bullish trend line, right? Previously it was a bullish trend line. Alright, but now since price has broken, we are in a bearish trend line right now. Okay, so for DXY this is pretty bad news, because what this means is that DXY could possibly continue its bearish momentum. Alright, so to confirm that, let's see. Alright, DXY is actually still above the Ichimoku cloud on the daily time frame. Alright, but if you look at the weekly time frame, we are still very much bearish. Okay, so there could be, let me see. Okay, if you look at DXY over here, you can see that we are looking for a pivot towards the downside for DXY. Alright, so let us see. One thing I am afraid of, right, is that you can look at how DXY has already closed below this previous swing low. Alright, so once price has closed below this swing low, we could possibly see DXY moving like this. Let me show you. Alright, break, retest. Alright, retest this level. Alright, break, and then continue downwards. This could be the momentum for DXY. Alright, so that is something that I didn't really expect from DXY. Okay, but let us just follow the market structure. Alright, so I think we have a Fibo retracement level as well. Let me do a double check. Okay, all Fibs should be at the 50%. Yeah. Alright, we have a 50% Fibo retracement level right at our pivot point, and I think we also have a projection which could be the 61. Yep. Okay. Oh, this is not very clear for you guys. Okay, so let me just zoom in. Alright, so at this level over here, what we do have is, okay, what we do have is a 61.8% Fibo projection, as well as the 50% Fibo retracement at our pivot point. Okay, so this spells trouble for dxy, and we could possibly see dxy continue to fall. Alright, let me see if there is another level. Yeah, I think this is a safer level, right at the bearish trend line as well. Okay, so my outlook for dxy is bearish. Alright, so since dxy is bearish, just have to remember this. Since dxy is bearish equals okay, since dxy is bearish, any pairs, not any pairs, but most of the pairs that ends with USD are bullish. Alright, higher chance for them to be bullish. Okay, so this is just a concept. So we are waiting for dxy to come up to this level, and then the other pairs will be bullish. Alright, clear enough? Okay, because this is the fundamental pair for almost every single USD pair. Okay, so we have to do this really carefully. Let me just adjust the lighting a little bit. Yeah, perfect. Alright, alright, so the next thing is, okay, let me answer one of the viewers' question, which is, how can I be disciplined when trading as you always make mistakes? Okay, so just a little bit of a checklist. What I will usually do, right? Firstly, make sure to test your strategy at least okay, firstly is always to make sure to test your strategy at least 1 month on 2 pairs maximum. Okay, and this could be either back testing. You have to test it for, you can test it for as long as you want, right? But for live or demo account, please make sure to test for at least 1 month. Okay, because I don't want you guys to be like, oh, my strategy isn't working after few weeks, and then you keep changing your own strategy, and then you test it on multiple pairs, right? Because not all strategy can work on every pair. Alright, so the second thing is, okay, second thing is to, let me see, make sure okay, we can do 2 per. And then what is the next one? The next one is, of course, to oh, why is this so long? For example, okay, yes, okay. Alright, so second thing, make sure to have proper risk management. Alright, for example, if you have a $500 account, right, only risk 2 to 3% per trade. Alright, so what this means is, of course, you are only risking about $10 to $15 per trade, okay, and only take about limit your trades per day. Alright, you can only take a maximum of about, let's say, 3 trades per day. Okay, then of course, if you have 3 trades per day, then you want to keep your risk to 2%. Alright, if you have 2 trades, you can adjust it to 3% risk per trade. Okay, so on a day-to-day basis, you are only allowed to lose or win to only risk about $30. Alright, that is the max. Okay, that is the max. Okay, then the last thing is, of course, to have a trading journal to track your trades. Okay, this is extremely important and essential for your trading journey and for your psychology as well. Okay, so this is just some tips for you guys, for those beginner level as well as maybe amateur level. Alright, just for you to refresh and reset if you guys are in a confused state sometimes, right? Have a little sticky note, I would say, right? Just place it at the corner of your CPU, for example, right? And it could remind you to keep following your the rules that you set for yourself. Okay, so the next thing is, okay, so let me go through the other thing. AUD USD. Okay, so AUD USD, let me see. Right, remember we do have news for AUD USD. Alright, so let's see. We have, yeah, we finally have a breakout for AUD USD. Okay, so this is a bullish breakout. Alright, this is a bullish breakout for AUD USD, finally, right? Previously, we didn't really have a nice market structure for AUD USD. Price be creating lower lows, lower highs, etc. Lower lows, lower highs. Okay, but finally, price broke out of everything, beat all the odds, and we could possibly see a bullish structure for AUD USD. Right, if you turn on the Ichimoku cloud indicator, you can see that price is above the Ichimoku cloud. Alright, you go to weekly, you can see price is above as well. So we are safe, and we can safely say that price is bullish for AUD USD currently. Okay, but the question is, where shall we place our buy entry, right, for AUD USD? Okay, so where am I looking at for AUD USD is, let me see, yeah. Okay, so for AUD USD, there is a crucial level that I am actually looking at, which is this area over here. Alright, this crucial level is where I am looking at. Alright, so because this is our change of character, and price will usually go back to where it broke its resistance, and then it will create a pullback, right, to go even higher. This is our main target. We want AUD USD to recover very, very nicely, break, and this is our area of target. Alright, so the next thing is, of course, where shall we place our pivot point, right? Our pivot point shall be at this. Oh, this is so annoying. Alright, this is our pivot point for AUD USD, which is a very nice pullback support level. Alright, and why I say that is because we also have a larger fair value gap within this area over here. Okay, and then where is my Alright, so we have a, let me just label this as, how about bullish? Okay, then this could be, yep, bullish fair value gap over here. Alright, then the next thing is, of course, let me see. Yep, we can mark out our feeble retracement level, and then okay, that's fine. We have a 23.6% feeble retracement level. Alright, and then we also this fair value gap. Okay, let's not use this fair value gap. The reason why I don't use it is because it doesn't align with my feeble retracement level. Okay, so that is the only reason why I don't really want to use it. Okay, then the next thing is we definitely don't have a projection. Let me see, it's too short. Yeah, we don't have a projection, so we shall leave it there. Alright, so what about our stop loss, sorry, not stop loss, but support and resistance level. So our first support level will definitely be in this area over here, which is another pullback support level. Alright, and then for our resistance, okay, our resistance will be at this swing high resistance level over here. Okay, so let me just mark it out for you guys. I believe the first resistance level is at the 161.8%. Yep, at the 161.8% feeble retracement level. And for our first support will be at the 23 and 50. Yep, 23 and 50% feeble retracement level. Okay, so we are expecting a bounce towards our first resistance level after price comes down. Okay, should be pretty straightforward and simple if you guys realize. Okay, because we have firstly a break of structure at this level already. Okay, break of structure, and then price will come back down. This is our retest and go higher. Okay, so this is what we are looking at for AUD USD. Okay, and if not, if price closes below this pivot point, our next level of interest will be at our first support, which is another pullback support level, which have the 50% feeble retracement level over here. Okay, so clear enough? Any questions so far for AUD USD? Okay, any questions so far? Alright, because this will be a interesting trade on Tuesday, right? Because Tuesday we actually have the AUD high impact news, so there is a high chance for price to react at this pivot point. Alright, so the next thing that we will look at is gold. Alright, so let's take a look at gold. Gold is pretty messy on the daily time frame, and if you look at the H4, alright, H4 is slightly clearer, alright, but on the daily time frame it might be a little bit more confusing, alright, because everything becomes cluttered, right? Not much room to look at. Okay, so for gold, alright, let me see. Okay, price broke through. We are looking at a level over here. Okay, let me just mark some levels out. I like this level on the daily. Yeah, it's right about here. Okay, I think this is fine. Okay, so for gold, alright, for gold right now, okay, if you look at the daily time frame, this is a pivot point that you should be looking at, alright. This level is where price could possibly show a bounce, a bullish bounce of this pivot point to go even higher, alright. Because if you look at the H4 chart, if we go to the H4 chart, right, this is a valid, this area, okay, is a valid support level for price to bounce off from. Okay, and why is this a nice level for price to bounce off from? Right, because price, you can see how this area was a consolidation zone. Let me just mark it out. Yeah, this area, about this area over here. Okay, this was a very nice consolidation zone for gold. Okay, and you can see how price has tapped in at least twice. Okay, so usually for gold, alright, if you guys didn't know, for gold we have this tendency to tap the same level at least about 3 times before it bounces up again. Okay, so the maximum is about 3 times. Okay, this is not a myth, this is not just random, but if you have traded gold enough, right, you know that gold will react to a very strong area at least about 3 times, alright, then it will bounce up. Okay, bounce up, and then if it comes down for the 4th time, right, 4th time doesn't work. 4th time it will just blast through and probably react to another area over here. So far, right, with everything it put in place together, gold is still bullish. Alright, remember that gold is still bullish. Okay, so we want to stay on the buy side of things and make sure that we are able to capture the bullish continuation, because we have a bullish trend line. So technically price should continue to go upwards, and if you go to the Ichimoku cloud, you can see that price hasn't price is still above the bullish Ichimoku cloud, so our momentum should be a buy momentum. Okay, so let's see, let me see if we do have a Fibo retracement level. Okay, so we have one. Let me use the 38.2% Fibo retracement level. Oh wait, let me see. I think the 50% makes more sense. 50% is 50% is our discount zone. Okay, yeah. Let me zoom in. Alright, so we have a 50% Fibo retracement level, which aligns with our pivot point that is a pullback support. Alright, so let me see if we also have a projection. Most likely not. Yeah, most likely not. Alright, we don't have a projection, so we can't use that. Alright, so yeah, let's see how gold performs this coming week. Right, remember we do have a lot of USD news, so please be very careful and not to hold your trade setup overnight from Wednesday to Thursday. That time period itself is very crucial because we have FOMC statement. Okay, so I don't want you guys to be taken out by slippage or even the news itself. Okay. Alright, okay, so we have gone through the important pairs for the week ahead. Let's go through some of the other majors as well. Alright guys, remember, if you have any pairs that you want to go through, if you want me to go through with you guys, just type it in the chat of the live chat itself, and I will go through with you. Alright, so let's move on to other parts, other majors. Alright, so euro dollar, we also have a change of character here already. So this is bullish. Okay, so the next thing that we should be looking at is where can euro dollar react to. Alright, so let us just mark out our... So the first area which we might be looking at is this area over here, which is a very nice pullback support level, and you can see how price has already created a wick. So we could possibly see price having a bullish reversal towards the upside. Alright, so the next thing is of course our support and resistance levels. So our support level will actually be our resistance. Let's start off with our resistance level. Our resistance level will be at this area over here. Oh, let me see. Yeah, this area makes more sense. Yep, which is a overlap resistance level. So this is our resistance, and then for our support, we will place it right over here, which is at the swing low support level. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, so what about our Fibo retracement levels? Alright, let me just mark out all the fibs over here. .6%. Okay, 23.6%, and then for our Okay, so for euro dollar, we have this area over here, which is okay. So for euro dollar, we have this area over here, which is at the 161.8% Fibo extension level, and this is our first resistance area. Okay, and the next thing for euro dollar is of course we have the 23.6% Fibo retracement level, which aligns with our pivot point that is a pullback support area, and of course we have our first support level, alright, which is a swing low support. Okay, so we are looking at euro dollar to actually continue its bullish momentum towards the upside, at least to the first resistance area over here. Okay, then let me see our for projection wise, that's fine. Okay, projection price has already reached the projection 100% Fibo projection, so we shall not use it. Okay, so this is a pretty simple setup for euro dollar. We are looking at euro dollar to continue its bullish momentum after breaking past this high. Okay, so we are looking at yeah. Okay, moving on, let's take a look. Okay, so for GBP USD, we also have let me see. Yep, we are looking at GBP USD to be bullish as well. Alright, since price has already broken past this area, which is a bearish trend line. Alright, so now we are bullish. Okay, so we shall place our pivot point at this level over here, which is a very nice pullback support level as well. Alright, so this is our pivot point. Okay, so what about our support? Alright, our support area shall be at this level over here. Let me just mark it out. Let me see this area over here. Oh, this area is a very beautiful overlap support area for GBP USD. Alright, even though it might be a little bit narrow, but that's fine. And then for our resistance, we will add our resistance back at this high over here. Okay, so let me see. Nope. Okay, so let's look at the bigger picture. Let's see if we do have a feeble retracement area. 38.2 and 38.2. This is our feeble retracement level for our pivot point, and let's see if we do have a smaller feeble retracement level. Should be at this 61. Yep. So we do have a 61.8% feeble retracement level together with the 38.2% feeble retracement level at our pivot point. Alright, so what this means is that price has proper feeble confluence at this pullback support area for it to go higher. Alright, and then of course we do have a level over here. Alright, so this is what we are looking at for GBP USD. Okay, very simple setup actually, I would say. Okay, so next thing, let's take a look at let me see. Okay, we shall not touch USD CHF. It's very messy. Price is not giving me market structure. Alright, and another tip for beginners and as well as those who are relatively new, I would say 1 year in of trading. Alright, just a tip for you guys. If you look at the daily time frame for any pair, right, for example this USD CHF pair, if you look at market structure and you see something nasty like price supposed to, you can see how price has a very nice structure over here previously. Okay, let me just redraw. Right, price created a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, supposed to create a higher high, right, but price is stuck in this area over here. Okay, so once price is stuck in this area, right, there is no way in the H4 area that you are possibly looking for entries. Okay, you could possibly look for entries, something like this area over here, right, a pullback support, and then your support level over here, and this is your area. Okay, could possibly look at something like that, right, but price will move very slowly. Okay, because price is already stuck in this consolidation zone and not sure where to go. So this is something that you guys should know. You should not trade for pairs that are stuck in these areas. Alright, price wouldn't move much. Okay, just a tip for you guys. Alright, so let's take a look at the next thing for USD CAD. Alright, so for USD CAD, we are expecting, wow, this is such a huge candle. Yeah, this is such a huge candle. It's a 150 pip candle for USD CAD, which is pretty rare, I would say. Okay, so for USD CAD, let me take a look. Okay, we are definitely looking at price to at least fall towards this area over here. Okay, and then our first support will be at this common level. Let me see. Wow, USD CAD is not giving me much. Yeah, it already exceeded the 161.8%. Yeah, I think this is what we can look at. This pivot point, right, which is a major reversal point for USD CAD. Okay, and let me see. Yeah, let me look at the weekly time frame and let me see if, ooh, yeah, I actually do like this area over here. This pivot point area, let me show you guys. Alright, so this 61.8% is based off the weekly time frame analysis. Okay, so what we are looking at is for price to react off this area. And what I really like for price action is, if you look at weekly time frame, alright, it is one of the highest time frame, right? And this area over here, okay, this area for you guys to take note of, right? If you are looking for entries, right, this is a very nice demand zone, and I can say, right, since we are on the daily time frame, alright, if we are looking for buys, what we are looking at is I will mark this whole area out. Alright, and the reason why is because we have a bearish candle followed by a bullish engulfing candle followed by two consecutive bullish candles. Alright, so, and we are on the daily time frame, as well as we have the 61.8% Fibo retracement at this area over here. Okay, so that's why I marked out this area. Okay, so price could possibly fluctuate from this area, okay, to go even higher. Alright, and then of course for our area of interest, we will place this as our first resistance area, which is a pullback resistance level. Okay, nothing else that we can look at for USD CAD. We are just waiting for it to tap into this area. Alright, so I would say if you are looking for a reversal trade for USD CAD, what you could possibly do is to enter a long position over here, stop loss placed below this low, TP probably target this area over here for a 1:3 risk to reward ratio. Alright, this could be a major reversal for USD CAD. Alright, so of course, yeah, let me just stay out of this. Okay, so this could be a major reversal for USD CAD pair. Okay, so the next thing is, let me look at, oh no, USD JPY, oh my god, wow, USD JPY really exceeded my expectations. Really beautiful pivot point for USD JPY. Okay, I wouldn't really want to, yeah, yeah, since price has already bounced off this support area, let's just remain it as it is. I wouldn't really want to, yeah, if you guys really want to look at USD/JPY, I would say this level is a nice pivot point, okay, but price has already yeah, it is a 50 pip. Yeah, price has already gone by for 50 pips, so I would say yeah, let's stay out of this trade. Okay, this is a very nice pivot point actually. Alright, and of course this is our first support. Alright, resistance wise, I would say this is a nice resistance as well. Okay, but no feeble retracement level that we can look at. Maybe this area over here, let me see. Yeah, 61.8, that's fine. Okay, and then we have a smaller one, should be the 78.6. yeah, okay, 61 and 70. Yeah, there could be a, yeah, okay, so there could be a possibility that price comes back to our pivot point, right? Because price only just broke past this area, so could have a nice area for USD/JPY to come back to our pivot point. Okay, so don't lose hope. We could possibly see a continuation for USD/JPY. Okay, so that is my reasoning for still having this trade set up for USD/JPY. Alright, so let me look at NZD/USD. Okay, NZD/USD. Wow, NZD/USD don't really look nice, I would say. Not as okay. NZD/USD. Alright, since we are looking at a bullish structure for AUD/USD, let's continue our bullish structure for NZD/USD. Alright, this shall be my pivot point. Okay, we want to continue the bullish momentum. Alright, and then next thing is, of course, this shall be our, these are both pullback support levels, by the way. Alright, so yeah, this is my pullback support. This is also my pullback support. Alright, then for my resistance wise, okay, I shall not use this high as a resistance. This is a intermediate level of resistance. Okay, so let me just place this as my resistance point. Okay, yeah, let me look at the oh wow, very nice, 23.6 and 50%. Alright, we have two feeble retracement levels that work very nicely, so you want to continue the bullish momentum for NZD/USD as well. Alright, yeah, so this is a very perfect trade. So long as NZD/USD and AUD/USD ties together, right, most of the time it will move in the same direction. Okay, they will have the same bias, right? They wouldn't have opposite bias. Okay, so long as they have the same bias, which is bullish continuation, then that's fine. Okay, so the next thing is, of course, oil. Okay, so oil not doing too well again. Alright, but finally it broke past the bearish trend line, so we are now bullish. Alright, so this shall be my pullback support level over here. Oh, not my, yeah, this is my pivot point, and this is my first support. Alright, so where is my resistance? Okay, my resistance we will target back at this level over here. Alright, let me see. Oh, that is okay. Let me just target this area over here, which is a 100% feeble projection for oil. Okay, so for our pivot points, let me look at whether there is any feeble retracement. Okay, 38.2%, that's fine, very nice. Alright, and then we want to continue we want to have a bullish bounce of this pivot point, which is a pullback support. Alright, this is for oil. Alright, so gold we have completed. Oh, let me do silver for you guys. Let me do silver, and then silver, and then we will do Bitcoin, and then we will end off this session. Alright, so for silver, I would like to see price react off this this pullback support level. Okay, let's see if price will actually come back down, but most likely it will take some time for it to come back down. Alright, then this is my first support, and this is my first resistance. Let me do a double check. Has price actually exceeded the 161? Yep, so sadly. Otherwise, we could have been looking for a reversal. Okay, 78.6%, that's fine. Where is the next level that I'm looking at? 50%. Okay. Wait, hold up. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, this is our trade setup for silver. Very beautiful pullback support together with two feeble confluences, which is the 78.6% feeble projection as well as the 50% feeble retracement level. Alright, so let's see how price will react at this area of interest. Okay, so let me just do a quick highlight of this. This highlight. Nah. Okay. Okay, so the next thing is Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Right off the bat, I don't like how Bitcoin is moving. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum might have a yeah, I think this is fine. Ethereum could have a nicer reaction over here. This is a common level for Ethereum, because you can see how price created a wick over here. Okay, so that's fine. This is our pivot point. This is our first support. Okay, then where should we place our let me see first resistance. Our first resistance, we can place it essentially over here, which is a pullback resistance level for Ethereum. Alright, let me see, looking at the projection, yeah, 78.6% feeble projection. Yeah, that's the only thing that I can look at for Ethereum. Bitcoin, I will stay out of Bitcoin for a while. Right, if you look at Bitcoin, it's very messy. H4 even worse. Like, you probably don't really know what is coming for Bitcoin. Okay, so I will stay out of Bitcoin. Ethereum might have a possibility to continue its recovery, but other than that, stay out of the crypto area for now. Okay. US30. Oh, US30 is fine. Remain the same. Yeah, I think US30 you can remain the same. We are looking at a push towards the upside for US30. Okay. Yeah. Alright. So that is all. I don't have any other trade setups anymore, just the more important ones like AUD USD, Go. Alright, and yeah, that is all for the trade setups for the week ahead. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this session as much as I did. Alright, so I hope that you guys stay safe and remember to always trade safe as well. Okay, so thank you guys for joining into today's pre-market live analysis, and I hope to see you guys in the coming weeks ahead as well, so that we can go through the final month of the year together. Okay, I shall see you guys in, I think, 2 weeks time. Yes, 2 weeks time will be my next session again. Okay, so I shall see you guys next time. Alright, take care and see you guys in the next session. Okay, bye bye.